there, my name is Cindy Anaya, and I'm really excited to talk to you about Jonathan's book, Healing from Asthma. When I first came across the book, I thought it really interesting timing because my daughter had just been diagnosed with asthma, and previous to that, we'd had a lot of scares with her breathing. She wasn't able to be as active as she wanted to be at school. Her chest hurt all the time. She would wake up in the middle of the night and not be able to breathe very well, and I'd have to come downstairs with her. And then one of my other daughters was having constant stomach aches. So when I found his book, she'd already been diagnosed with asthma. And as I read it, some of the things that I read, I knew, I did, but it's hard to change diet. It's hard to eat healthy when you are a mom on the go and you're working and you don't have time to cook things. And so I had never implemented those things for me, even though I knew it would have been better for me. It was just very hard to do. But when it's your own children, it's different. It's different. I think you're more motivated, even though there always comes a point where you go, I would just like a better quality of life. So when I read Jonathan's book, Healing from Asthma, I knew with everything he put in there, diet changes, things that you could do with essential oils, natural things. Most of these things I knew, some of these things I didn't, but I knew we had to implement them, and I knew we needed to make some changes, and I felt like it was almost the universe telling me, you need to do this for your daughter, because she'd just been given lots of steroids and things that would mask the problem, but not solve the problem, which was inflammation. She had tons of it in her body and in her lungs, and all of that was happening because of what was being put in her body. So about a month ago, we started this diet based off what they tested as what they were allergic to, and it was gluten, and it was dairy, and these sugars, refined sugars, obviously, which to me was just kind of a no-brainer. I think I already knew, and so we changed our diet and our lifestyle, and it wasn't about denying us the things that we wanted to eat. It was about figuring out ways to make really healthy, tasty foods that wouldn't wreck our bodies and wouldn't cause these symptoms and wouldn't cause inflammation and tummy aches and horrible breathing. So we started implementing all these things, and the first 2 weeks were very hard because the kids were getting used to the adjustments. More so, they were getting used to what they couldn't have. Because at the end of the day, I think we're all sugar addicts, just a little bit. And I'll tell you what, my 5-year-old threw a 2-hour tantrum because I wouldn't order Papa John's. So that was addiction in action, 5-year-old style. So it is hard in the beginning to make the necessary changes because it's habit forming, and you're used to living one way, especially if you're busy and you're working and you're on the go. But at the end of the day, it was not just about my quality of life or my health. It was about my children's, and I just knew those changes were necessary. And even though the changes were difficult, the habits needed to be made, and we needed to do them. And I just needed to set aside time for shopping and meal planning and making things that were healthier. So first 2 weeks were rough, but after we got past that, it was much easier, and we got into more of a routine. And now, as you'll see here, because I'm going to have Sophie get on and talk to you, Sophie's doing a lot better. We're not dealing with any more nighttime issues of breathing. She's not wheezing anymore. Every once in a while, maybe something will trigger it, but I was expecting that because we've only been doing this in a month. But in just a month, it's amazing to see her progress. It's amazing to see how much better we all feel. I'm an editor. I'm a freelance editor, and I'm also a publisher. And so I need to not have brain fog. And I've had it so much due to the things that I eat. So this has been life-changing for us. And what's wonderful is that it's simple, that it's all very straightforward, but it can be catered to fit your needs specifically based on what you may or may not be allergic to, just based on what will work best for your body. So the things that Jonathan has put in Healing from Asthma work. We put them into practice, we've tried them, and they work. And now I'm gonna have Sophie tell you a little bit about her experience, and she can tell you how she's doing now. Okay, Sophie, can you tell everyone your name?
You just said it.
Okay, say your whole name.
My name is Sophie Tatiana
louder.
My name is Sophie, Tatiana, and Anaya.
Okay. So Sophie, can you tell them what was going on with your breathing?
So, at nighttime, I just had a hard time sleeping, and I always went downstairs and told Mom and Dad that I couldn't fall asleep. And I think I kept coughing, or it's just that I couldn't breathe a little bit, but it got worser. And so then I had to go downstairs and sleep with Dad. And so when I went down, I fell asleep, but then I woke up early in the morning because I think it was because of my breathing. And then I had to wait all morning long, and then I couldn't go to school, and then I think that same day I was trying to play a game of but then I couldn't breathe, and then my lips turned blue, and then Mom had to call the ambulance, and the ambulance came and gave me like this thing to help me breathe. And I took it every morning, and then we changed our diets, and I'm feeling a lot better now.
Are you having trouble breathing at night as often as you were?
No.
That's good. And what did you do today?
Swim.
And were you having a hard time breathing, or were you able to swim pretty good?
I was able to swim pretty good.
Yeah. So are you glad that we made those changes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You feeling better about it? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So there you have it. Go grab the book. It's super short, but it's packed full of information that is going to help you change your health. And by changing your health, changing your life and healing from asthma.